and a very good evening, morning or afternoon. It is great to be back, and this is our third and final class of the Halloween class that I was teaching. First part and second part are still available at my YouTube channel, Marty Design. So if you missed those, you can see them again on my channel. And so for tonight, it was, well, let me go back first. The first part was about structures and pockets. The second part was about collage and ephemera. Hi! Good evening! Now we are doing the finishing touches and maybe some little extra ideas. Just to give you some things for the next week or the next 2 weeks to complete your mini album. So most of the time, goedenavond. Most of the time I will do some kind of little introduction so you can get to know me a little bit more. Tonight I want to tell you how how my journey went the last couple of, like 4 years, and how I was helped. And in 2017 I got into a Dutch design team with little experience. I had only I think maybe like 5 or 6 months I was into crafting in art journaling, mixed media, that kind of thing. And so I came into a design team with little knowledge about design teams and not an overall knowledge about products. And I was very lucky because there was somebody in the team, and that was Kirsten van Miltenburg. I would really like to promote her. She also has a channel. And she taught me a lot and told me a lot about this industry and how things would go and what would be expected and what you could do or not do. So for me, a little shout out to Kirsten. I really appreciate it, and it's really important that you have somebody, just maybe to lean on a little bit, because before I got into the design team I was alone at home crafting in my own studio and had little knowledge about the whole crafting industry and world. So I didn't do a lot with social media and didn't do anything with YouTube. But because I was on the Dutch design team, they asked me if I would like to start a channel. And so I did, and that is where my journey started. And over the last couple of years, I had a lot of doubts and insecurities because, like I said, I didn't know a lot about this industry. But slowly everything is coming together. And I am also getting a bit out of my comfort zone. I think, it was the beginning of this year, I set myself a goal to be more, I wanted to be more connected to people online, because I was always very preserved by commenting or, tagging someone or using hashtags with company names and everything, because I thought, they will be very, very busy and they would not be paying any attention to what I do or what I make. And so the beginning of this year I decided to change that, and I did tag companies. I did tag names. I also reached out to a couple of people to do a collaboration, or how do you say it, a challenge, and then swap something together. Yeah, and so when you do that, you really get to know other people, and you really get to know their style and everything. And that also helped me to be more open, also about myself. But yeah, I still have my insecurities and doubts, because it's, well, also the crafting industry, it's a very big world. But yeah, I am here, and we're taking a step by step, and yeah, maybe we will see how everything will grow and evolve and everything. And yeah, it's a great adventure. So that was a little bit of an intro from my side, just for you guys to get to know me a little bit more, and how I did the last couple of years. So let's go to my working table. I will switch cameras right now. Let's get started. So here we are. I did work on the mini album for, well, the last couple of days. I just added some little things just to show you. Let's start with the front. I will hold it up to the camera. You can see if you have like the mini paper clips or the loop pins, and the embellishments. I also have, I will put it up here, like these little embellishments. Yeah, you can use it for your closure. Right now I attached this one. It isn't correct because it had to go around for the closure. So I have to get it off and put it on correctly again. But you get the idea. And you cannot only use it on the front, you can also use it inside your journal. When you have a label or a tag, yeah, just attach it. Maybe you want to punch a hole and put an eyelet through and hang it on the punched hole. That's also a cute idea. So that was something extra from me to you, what I did the last couple of days. So I will get this out for tonight so I can work and put it to the side. In the meantime, I also punched the hole and the eyelet in for the closure. This is still empty, but last week we did the collaging and the ephemera ideas, and this is something for you maybe to work on next week or in the next 2 weeks. And then we are going to this side. I don't know if you saw part 1. I glued the transparency sheet on just with, well, maybe a couple of drops, just to put it on, so I could stitch after it, but the drops of glue were still visible. So yeah, then you have to do something about it, and I covered it up like this. And a nice idea is to get back to your collage that we did last week. You can take a look at what you like. I like the pop of red. I still really love the black label tape because it also gives a good contrast. And of course a paper doll. So when you see and have something you like and it's good and it gives you a great feeling, just take those materials and those colors and maybe those stamps and create a new collage, but then on another page, or maybe a tag, or maybe some like a background, a layer. So this is what I made. I made this this morning, and as you can see, it's up to you for the next week what you want to put inside. I will give you some extra ideas in a moment, but you can see you can play around with it what you are going to do. Okay, so that was it for this week what I did. And I don't know if you saw any of my Instagram stories, but I also posted this one with an idea. And you don't always have to attach your layers with stitching or glue. You can also attach them just loose with a mini paper clip or a loop pin or something like that, or a tiny attacher. Okay, let me see what we are going to do tonight. So first of all, a very nice thing to grunge your piece a little bit is a little splatter. So in this case, I have some white acrylic ink. I have to turn it very good. I was just reading the comments. Hallo allemaal, hoi, goedenavond. USA. It's so nice because when you expect nothing, and I did not expect anything when I started part 1, and then you do get some people, and it's from different parts of the world. Yeah, it's really nice, guys. So it really is nice. Okay, so when I'm doing a little splatter, I do not want it to be on her face. So if you have just a little piece of scrap paper or like this paper towel, yeah, paper towel, I just lay it on the face and splatter around. Just a little bit like this. And when you do this, or when you are done doing this, always lay it to the side so it can properly dry. Because when you are too enthusiastic and you go in with some other things and it's not dry, you will smear it. Okay, I have to rinse. I just had to rinse my, and I have to pick this up. Okay, so this I will put to the side for a moment, so it can dry. And then for tonight, let me get this off. Yes. If you have seen my Halloween mini album for the Tim Holtz Halloween release, maybe you did see it or maybe you did not notice it, but I thought it would be nice to show you again, and then in two different ways. So you have the black craft stock, and depending on your color scheme you can choose, of course, this side or the other side. But you can also choose some worn wallpaper scraps, Halloween, or maybe your backdrops, a leftover paper. And it's nice because you can, in this case I made it double and the fold is over here, so you can put it on top of your page and maybe clip it down. But you can also, when you can also do the fold over here, and then you will open it like this, maybe like a mini book or a flap when you glue it down, or like a flap. So that's also a possibility. And also, of course, on the bottom, and then you open it, and maybe you do want to put something creepy in there. But I'm only going to work on the front tonight and show you what you can do. And let me get some papers. So I always have these strips of paper, scraps. Let me see. Something like this I still have, and the green that we already used in the mini book. And here is some green. Okay, so what would be nice is to maybe do something in a stripe. I am looking for my scissors. And then it's like the coffin has, you know, the like the wooden panels, but then in a pattern paper, and maybe one on the bottom like this. And of course that's only one layer. You can add stuff like this worn wallpaper, those strips. We have some words. I'm not going to rip it because it's a very, very thin piece of paper. So I think, yes, cutting would be better. So always roughen up the edges and ink your edges. And this could also very well be the wood grain paper or the leather paper. The wood grain would be also awesome. So if you have the wood grain, just use your inks and sprays and maybe some crayon to give it a nice color. So this is just to start. Let me get my ink out. Norway in the house, I see. Nice, good evening. So don't be shy if you have any questions, art related, or maybe a personal question. If you want to know something about me, do not be shy and just ask. Like I told you in the intro, I am trying to be more open and open. So as you can see, I'm gluing it down right away. If you see something good and you feel good about it, yeah, just do that right away. Even though I am not stitching on camera, maybe I can add that a little bit later. And otherwise we will have a piece without some stitching. But then you still get the idea. And if you want to stitch at home, that is fine. So I really love the collage medium in this bottle. It has a very narrow tip and it gives the glue in the right amount and not like a whole blob of glue. And you see that I am gluing it down, and after that I am making it, I will make it fit. Because doing that up front sometimes can be very hard. So for me it's more easy and to do that after gluing it down. What you could do on the inside, you know, those index cards, for I use them for journal cards. You could glue them on the inside, and then somebody would have, it's like this. So then somebody would have a place to journal. That's also cute. Okay, so take the edges with a little touch of ink. And there is the basic coffin. Let me see what I still have, because like I told you the last couple of times, I am running out the Halloween materials because I used so much. I have a word over here, and I also do have a piece of label tape, but as you can see, okay, it's not. Let me see if my camera will get back into focus. Hello. Okay, there it is. Yeah. Where was I? So I have a word over here, but you could also think about the label tape. But as you can see, you will see it, but it will, yeah, I'm going to add it. Even if it's black on black, I do like it because the white numbers are popping out. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm placing it right under the top strip of paper. It's always these nice things to to peel off when you are live. And there it goes, yes. Okay, so because this is dark and now the label tape is also dark, you could really think about a lighter color to put in there for some contrast. This one is big, but I do like it, and right now I do not have smaller circles, so I will be honest. So if there were smaller circles, if I had them right now, maybe I would use a smaller circle, but well, I don't have them. So I'm going to go for this one. And let me see. Yeah, I will, because I like there's still a pop of red in there. The black will return because there's black in the background. And it's a little bit brownish, yeah, well, brownish, yellowish in the middle. And that will be with the same color as my inked edges. So it will be a nice match. So use your paper distresser. If you don't have any, you can use your scissors. Most of the time I will do it like this, hold my scissors like this and scrape the sides. So if you are joining me right now, you can also use your scissors. It was so nice, you guys, because on Instagram there were a couple of people that were really making these booklets, and yeah, that was great. I had some messages and I was tagged, and so when you are that person, I really want to thank you. I really appreciate it. I like it. Yeah, because I was wondering before I started the class, would somebody ever make it? But yeah, it's happening, so that's nice. So I'm going to glue this right here. And then you can think about, I think it is called game spinners, you know, these, or maybe you have something for like a clock. I don't know how it is called in English, you know, the, yeah, well, you will understand. But you could think about that to put in the middle, maybe glue it down. Or when you have room, I don't know how the game spinners are attached, but if it's like a bread or something, maybe you can punch a hole and then put it through. So you can really turn the spinner around. But I don't have them, so... okay, so this is glued down. And then you could think about... let me see if I have something. Because I do have a couple of things left. And maybe there's something nice. And where are my eyes drawn to? So this is what I normally also do when I'm not on camera. I put my stuff in front of me or next to me, and then yeah, what is interesting to me, and your eyes will catch that. Okay, I hope this adhered quite good also on the tape. And I really like this man. Let me see. Oh yeah, I will hold it up. That is awesome. Okay. But you do have to remember, when you are making an album, you have to you have to keep in mind that your spine has to be wide enough, because this will be more bulky. So if you do not have a good spine, this will not fit. Then only on the cover, if you are putting it on the top. So you have to keep that in mind. But for now, tonight, this is just very cute to see. And also, I am working with raw materials, and what that means to me is that I am showing you the materials the way they came out of the package. Maybe just only some ink on the edges and some roughening up, but I did not show you all the things with the frame and the crackle and the texture paste and the glaze and everything, because it's only 3 parts. It's a 3-part class. So if I would do all those extra layers, yeah, I will not have enough for like the 3 nights that I'm doing right now. So okay, so I'm going to glue this down, but I would like to do that with I will take my glue gun. I will take it out. And the reason for that is that the button is a little bit hollow, and I do not, yeah, I cannot get it on with a thin glue. So I will put this in, and let's see when it is warm. And maybe in the meantime we can work on these both and see what I'm going to do. So what I also would like to say to you is, maybe most of the times when you get it out of the package and you see it like this, you are going to use it like this. But there are so many more possibilities, because you can cut the word, you can cut the little number, you can cut this strip with the number. So just take a look at your pieces and see what you can do with them. Maybe you only want this piece, just cut it. Let me see if I can tell you a little bit more. Oh yeah, I was searching for this one. That is also what I did before, like with this card. And if I only would like to take the white, yeah, just cut it. And then you have, of course, just a piece of the flower and a piece of the leaf. But for me, yeah, that's okay. Okay, let me see what we are going to do for this piece. Because what we also have is the book, the sticker book. And I would think about something bold, a bold kind of, yeah, like letters, or maybe something, well, more contrast. You would think about white or a lighter color. So I do have a word over here, undertakers. So the background is white and the letters are more bold. So they will definitely speak to you. So I will take that one and see what I'm going to do underneath. And maybe, oh, we're working with this one. I have a scrap piece of paper over here. Can we do that over here too? And just a little line. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So I am inking up the edges. And you can use whatever you have at hand right now. Because, well, you cannot always buy everything. If you can, you are lucky. But if you can't, just search for the best solution that you can think of. And use the stash that you have at this moment. I am trying to get this, yes, there it goes. Okay, I will take it, I will cut it right here. Because I just want it to be the word, and I don't want it to be filled the whole strip, because then I will lose the red color, and I like the red color, so I don't want to get rid of that. I think I did it very crooked. A little bit too crooked. So that will go on here. Am I still in? Yes, I'm still right in the camera. There you go. This punch is too big. I will get a smaller one. Well, maybe you don't have to punch it. I'm thinking about when you put this on top of a page, you could also think about something like, maybe like this. And let me see. Well, it will bump into each other like this. But you could glue it behind and then put a snippet on top. Yeah, you know what, I'm just going to cut it. Then I have two coffins. and then I will glue this. So you can choose for a tab, and you can also do the punch and maybe some like the colored mummy cloth that I showed you when I started the closure. This is mummy cloth, and I stained it with some mica stain. And yeah, if you punch a hole, you can use this for the top. But I think this time I will go with this little tab. I like it. I am reading the comments. Have sound. Lost the sound. I can hear okay. Okay. So I don't know right now if it's on my side or on somebody else's side. The loss of sound. Yeah, sometimes refreshing. Oh, that could help. Oh, I pushed it together too early because the label wasn't in between. And that is also the nice thing of this glue, because when something, a little bit of glue comes underneath, it dries clear and not glossy but matte, so there are no problems there. Okay, and then you have those cute snippets. And you can find yourself a nice piece of snippet over here. Maybe this is too tiny, I don't know, we will see. Okay, I'm fine. They may need to shut down the browser or app and restart. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so I am fine. That's a relief. If you do not have the snippets and you did not see my take on making your own last week, I do have something for you. What I would do, you have those gorgeous backdrops and they are filled with text and images and numbers, and you do not have the snippets. Just cut your own snippet out, like the 74 or 1774. Maybe this word. Let me see. Maybe you want a sentence because you do not have the quotes or the book with the sticker book. So then you can only cut this. So if you don't have some stuff, think about how you can make it on your own. Let me see in this sticker book. And otherwise you would have these kind of things, and maybe you want only one word out of a sentence, and like delicate or something, and you want to put it there, just cut it. So if you don't have snippets, make your own snippets. Okay, now I am going to look for my this shape is very cute. Can you see it? It's something different than a rectangle or a circle, a round. I will do this one. That's nice. Okay. Let me see if my... Oh yeah, it's hot already. So I can glue this mister down. I hope it will work. Oh, my kids are so tired right now. They had a sleepover and they had a blast, but they were up very, very late. My oldest was very tense about everything, staying that somebody was staying over and in different kind of bed and everything. So it was it was around 11 last night, and then we had to put her back in her own bed because she really couldn't sleep. Okay, so this is on already. I'm just giving the edges a little bit of ink. That would be nice. Okay. And then you can even think about, do you want to put something down here? Maybe another layer. You also have like the, is it called hammerhead? No, yeah, you know, the little screws and everything and the bolts. You can do that on the sides, but just keep in mind how big of a spine you have in your album and if you can fit it in between the pages. But for now I will leave this. Maybe the pop of red that I have over here, maybe I can bring it back, like down here. Just a little, let me see. So next week I do not have a lot of time for crafting. My kids have their autumn break and they are at home, and I am trying to entertain them. Well, we are going to do some nice stuff because my husband, their dad, is having 5 night shifts in a row starting in a couple of hours tonight. So yeah, it's not very handy to have 2 little very energetic children in the house while he is trying to sleep and work the nights. So tomorrow I will pick up my dad and we will go to the Archeon. It's a Dutch museum outdoors about old times, Roman time, and that kind of things we are going to look at. And they can make like candles and that kind of stuff. So I turned back in the red on the bottom. And you can also think about stamping. So maybe you have a little word, a little stamp, or you know, the remnant rubs. You can use them on these little pieces of paper. Okay, so the same goes for this one. But then you have to think in other colors. So then you can turn the black in there, because that will give a great contrast. Not that big of a strip, but smaller. And I will make a little basic coffin, just to show you the two different colors. And then at home you can work on it yourself in the next week if you have an hour or two. And yeah, maybe you do want to make it into a flap or a little book on the top, the bottom, or on the sides. Just feel welcome to try something. So there aren't any questions. Everything is clear. For the Dutch design team, I also did a lot of live streams, and I always ask the same questions. Are there any questions? Not so much over all these years. Okay, so imagine when you do have the wood grain paper, these pieces you could do with the wood grain and it would like the wooden piece on a real coffin. That is nice. So in other countries, are they also having an autumn break, the children? Or maybe not. Or maybe they already had one. Okay. Well, here you can see the difference. If you have a light patterned paper, just go in there with a color that gives contrast, so it will really show. And on this side you see the opposite, a dark background, and then you have to light it up with your papers and everything, because otherwise you don't have the contrast that you want, and you do want to see your like the text and difference in colors. And right now I'm searching for maybe a little snippet that will fit over here. And I really do think that is way too much. Maybe a round or oval. This is blue. I don't have anything with blue in it. Maybe some green. And that is not very great of a contrast. So you see, I am also looking for the thing that I want and the thing that I like. And for now, I think everything I put on there is too much. So I am not going to do it. and I will put these to the side, and maybe I will get another idea and do something else later. What you also can do with the black craft stock is use your sanding paper and roughen it up, because then the craft color will come through and the edges will... It's a squeaky noise, I'm sorry, just a minute. And then you will have these edges. And of course you do also scrape this down, but then you go back in there with your ink and ink it up again. Oh, I bumped into the camera. So just inking it up a little bit. And then for this one we are done. Okay, so I will leave it for now. You get the idea. You can try it at home with your own supplies and own materials. And yeah, just play around. You can even make like cut out a window and put something behind, like the vellum that we did. Like I thought it was the first, part 1. We did the vellum behind the frame, and I showed you last week that you could crumple it up, make a little bit of poke a hole and tear it a little bit. You could also do that with a coffin and then just cut out this frame, put the vellum underneath, crumple it and punch a hole, tear a little bit. And yeah, that would be also awesome. I think that would be great. So that's another idea for you to try. And I showed you the contrast when you have a dark black background and a lighter patterned background. And then your layers are different, because in this case you work from dark to light, and this is the other way around. You will work from light to dark. Okay, so I will put this to the side. You can. This is for your pockets. So what kind of pocket you have, or in the closure, the vest closure that we made. Just put it where you want to put it. And if it's not staying in place, keep in mind that you have the tiny attachers. Or a paper clip or something, and clip it on. Okay. And what I wanted to show you is what I do with all those scrap papers. I am going to first get my glue gun out because it's hot. Okay, I had to put that to the side for a moment. So you have all those scraps, and not only these big ones, but you also have little ones. And I have, let me see, I have a leftover, a couple of stickers, and I have some little pieces of the ephemera, the snippets pack over here. I have some green papers. I am just collecting first, just to see what I have, and I want to show you what I do with these. Okay, so collect your scraps, even the smaller ones if you have smaller ones. I will put this to the side. And then I told you about the index cards. I had one laying in front of me. So what you could do is just collage and like a patchwork. So it's a good use for your scraps, and it's still nice looking piece of art when you are done. So I'm looking at this paper, and the most interesting part to me is this piece. So I am going to take the pieces that I like and that speak to me. Thanksgiving break in November. So will you have like 2 breaks shortly after each other? Because in December it's Christmas time, and then I think most children are also free. Because we have an autumn break right now, and then the December break just before Christmas, like maybe around, I don't know how it's this year, but maybe around like the 19th or the 20th of December. And then they go back to school after, yeah, they have a 2-week break, so somewhere in January, in the beginning of January. But yeah, every country is different, so. And like I just told you, if you see something interesting, like this word, I really like this word right now, so I'm going to rip that piece off because I want to use it in this collage. So never throw away your scraps, because this is how you can still use them. And you still have to keep in mind your color scheme, because we worked with some black, some greens, a pop of red, and the brownish colors. Yeah, so there is a break in December, yeah. So you see I had 2 little bit brownish, and yeah, there's a slightly red, red color in the pattern, but I want to bring in the green. So it will fit the whole theme that we are working on. And if you do this on the index card, you have, well, immediately a journal card. So if you are gifting this to somebody else, they can write maybe their Halloween experience, or something they did with Halloween, how they were dressed, or maybe they went to a party or something like that. So I have some browns, I have some green in there, a little bit, just a slight bit of red. Oh, I do love this one. Do not forget this one. This one is also awesome. Let me see what I want. And I'm just going to start, because if you have any gaps, you can fill them up precisely, because you can, most of the time I tear the papers, but if you are left over with maybe 2 or 3 smaller pieces, you have to measure, and you can cut it into size. But just start and see where it takes you. And I've also had the time that it does not fit, and then just cut it the way you want, and that will be also good. And you can make it fit every pocket you have, large, small, and everything in between. Okay. And then I even forgot, but that's also nice, you have those words or little labels that you can also use, and that will be very nice. So just play around a bit with everything you have left over. Maybe you also have the strips from the worn wallpaper. They have some text on it too, or maybe a flower or something like that. And that could also be a good fit. Or the stickers from the sticker book, like I just showed you here next to me. That is why I always get my supplies out, so I can see how everything will work together. Which colors, which papers, and sizes and everything. For some people it's very messy, and I do understand. But for me it's just a great way to see what I still have, what I can use. Yeah, so I am reading right now 2 weeks about January, 2 weeks of December and January. Yeah, it's like the same over here. Oh, you are back. You did it. My creative space. You did it. Oh, glad it worked out. Even if it took you some time, but you did it. So I'm also searching for myself a little bit of what I can offer people, creative-wise, like, yeah, would there be interest for some kind of course or maybe some workshops, and what kind of workshops would that be? Yeah, I was really thinking about that the whole week. If there is something that I could still think of and offer you guys. Okay, let me try to fit this in between here so it will be filled. And even those strips that you tear away, yeah, use them, because maybe it's exactly the right size to put it like in here or something. Yes, this will work. And search for your words on your papers, maybe some numbers, and add them to this piece. Because you can even stack everything up. This could be only your first layer, and then maybe you want to add something more like numbers, words. And you can add on top. And let's see from the snippet pack if I can still find something special. Oh, this would be a very nice fit. I have to put some extra glue under here, I see. This could be a great base for your collage. If you want to add something extra, you can add multiple layers. You can stitch your edges. And you can even make the collage with the paper dolls that we did last week and that I just showed you on the pages. Yeah, think about it. What you can all add. And the pieces that I have a little bit bigger, like the red stripes, I can add them twice, just to bring in the red pop that I really like, and also to make everything cohesive, because you are repeating some colors and patterns. The other way around. So what did you all think about the free Halloween class? Are you missing something? Did you expect something else from me? All information is very welcome, so I can improve myself. And maybe the way I am teaching it to you guys, maybe I can do that in a different way also. I would really love to know, because, well, when you're doing this on your own, you don't have a lot of feedback. So then it's very difficult to see where the flaws are. And here you can also see with the collage medium, the narrow tip is ideal for this kind of gluing on these small edges. Okay, we are almost there. But you can already see what I would like to show you. This is just a little bit too small. Do you see the white gap over here? So I cannot use that one. Let me see if I can find something else. This is a little bit too white, too wide. Sometimes it's a little bit different how I pronounce words. Oh, this could be a very perfect fit if I just cut a little edge. So is somebody working right now on the album, or is it more easy for you guys to just watch and listen first and then do it in your own spare time? That is also good to know. And if that is the case, would you prefer a live stream, or would you say, well, just a normal video would also be awesome and that would do the same trick? Okay, this is on there too. And I have this piece laying around. And it will fit in here in a great way. And then we are almost there. My daughter is singing. I don't know if it's if you guys can hear, but yes, that will be also perfect. I will do a little bit of ink on the edges. So if it is peeking through, it is not too white. So if you have done this, you can go for your stitching and then decorating. So if you want to see how that is done, in part 2 I did the collaging, and I showed you at the beginning of this live stream the collaging that I did on the front cover. And that is also something you can do on this piece when you have done the background. Okay, let me see what kind of papers I still have laying around. Oh, that's also nice, just a light pop of color. Yeah, let's do that. So this will be the last piece of paper. But then you have a very good idea about what to do with your scrap papers. So I really also have to say I had a lot of comments, I had a lot of reactions, thumbs up, likes on Instagram, so much positivity, so much uplifting words, and it really is a good thing, because yeah, then you know you're on the right adventure and you are going in a good direction. So I really have to thank you guys for taking the effort to comment and leave me something. And it also helps the interaction and algorithm on like Facebook and Instagram and also on YouTube, because when there is more interaction, your comments and my posts or videos will be shown more or will be suggested to other people that are not following me right now. So that would be very, very helpful. And I did cut it too short, so I have to get a new one. And it is very difficult, to be honest, to build, to build a channel and build a following and people that like you and like your work and are interested in everything you make or have to say. So yeah, it really, really is appreciated from my side to you guys. Okay, this will go on. And then we are mostly done for today. So what I'm going to do is I am going to show you the front of the cover that I just splattered with the white acrylic ink. And that turned out like this. And I really like that. If you do not have white acrylic ink, just get some white acrylic paint out. Just dilute it slightly with some water. And then you have I think it's called a fan brush. Yeah, and just put it into the paint and splatter it on. So that is what we did today. We did the splattering, we did the closure. I showed you the mummy cloth that you can color with some mica stain. Remember that you can attach it, some embellishments with the tiny cloth pins, you know, you can attach embellishments with those. And then I showed you this collage. It is quite similar in materials and supplies and colors with this one that we did last week, but that makes your work more cohesive. So now you have a closure, you have your front pockets, you can slide your papers in, so dive into your stash and look for some great layers and papers. Do not forget you have two sides, you can stick it in on this side and you can also slide it in on this side. And making, using both sides gives you more layers on top and more layers on the sides. Okay, so last week we did this one. It was a layer from the layer pack with some ephemera attack, and because of the dark background I chose a lighter paper for to look at. Your red tab. And make sure, I like the red tab and I like the red pop, so make sure if you like something, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. Not too much, but every now and then a piece of red will be quite interesting. Okay, last week we also did this collage. You can work on that, put your papers in, And the same goes for this one. You can put your papers in like this. Makes it more interesting in combination with putting your papers in like this. So you have, you have something to see in different direction. It makes it more dynamic. And then the vest closure. And we had this last week also a layer that I used as a background. I chose the cute little owl on top. Just let it go over the side so you have like a tab kind of thing on the top. And I also glued the paper on the back so you can put a nice Halloween picture on there from your children or grandchildren. And it's also nice, the red pop of color here. If you think it will not stay in there because it will slide down, that's okay. Just make another flap on the bottom if you wish, and otherwise you have a mini clip or a mini attacher on the top to hold it in place. And then for your embellishments that we just made, let me show you. We made the collage background with some scraps, and we made the coffins. So remember that we had our pocket on the back, and then it will look a little bit like this. Keep in mind, do not push it down too hard because this is more bulky and you will break it when you keep pushing. But this is nice. In this case, I would make sure, because my background is black, I would not prefer this background to be black, but I would prefer this one. And you can see right away why that is, because it's a very good contrast, light and dark. Okay, and this could go wherever you want. You can cut it right into size. Maybe you are going to make another pocket over here and put your journal cards in here and make a little collage on top. You also have smaller paper dolls, the Halloween pack in the Halloween package. They are also great use for smaller cards. Yeah, I think that is it. I think it's up to you for the next week or a week or two, yeah, to make, to finish your album. So I will stick around for another minute and see if there are any questions that I can answer. And otherwise, if not, and everything is clear, then we are going to quit the live stream. So I will give it some time. Love the frame. Yeah, I do love the frames too. And they are so versatile. You can do so much with the frames. Oh, that is so nice to hear. Is your name Blanca, your first name? I think so. I'm not sure, but thank you. Thank you very much. I see a couple of names that are coming back and back and back, and I really, really enjoy it, guys. So you can make a little bit of a connection together and, well, conversation from my side, because it's a live stream and you can only go into the chat, but yeah, I really, really enjoy it. Okay, so if you have any problems in the next week or making something and it's not, you don't know what is going on, or something went wrong and you don't know how to solve it or something, just contact me. If you have me on Instagram, just send me a DM or leave a message under this live stream. This live stream will go up on my channel, and leave a message there or a question, and I will be glad to answer you as soon as possible. Next week I'm a little bit busy because I'm going to do a couple of nice things with my kids. So yeah, just know that I will not be answering within an hour or something, but an answer will be coming your way if you ask me something. Yeah? Okay. Well, then I have to say thank you for watching and listening, and I would really love to see your albums, so still remember to tag me or hashtag Marley Design, and so I can show how your progress is going, and yeah, I would love it. So keep that in mind. Okay, so thank you for watching and have a